Hi guys. Let me adjust this a little bit here. I just wanted to talk about a common trigger for relapse for those of you who are recovering, in the process of recovery, or feel that you have recovered. Um, Being that this is the holiday season, there's from people from all over the world are celebrating Hanukkah, are celebrating Christmas, Kwanzaa, winter solstice, the new year, etc. You would assume that the biggest trigger is the amount of food that's around. I don't think so. Not to say that that doesn't have an influence, but I think, at least in the United States, um, the biggest trigger is the impending New Year's resolutions. Right now, the fitness, diet, nutritional industry is spending millions and millions of dollars advertising the euphoria of health, fitness, leanness, thinnerness, svelteness, fitness, hotness, whatever it is. They're selling the fantasy. And if you are here in the United States, you are about to witness most of the people you know try to lose weight. They're going to be signing up for 21-day sugar cleanse, um, cleansing, detoxes, fitness programs. They're signing up for, they're buying gym memberships. Not to say that any of these are terrible. However, the illusion that these things are going to fix your health and fix your life and make you happy and be the solution to all of your problems and will give you the control, and that is the fantasy, isn't it? And that fantasy is huge. It is the cause, in my opinion, the underlying cause of most eating disorders is the fantasy that there's a physical change that can create an emotional and spiritual fix. But if it's not spiritual, if this problem is spiritual, how can a physical solution fix it? Anyway, so the biggest trigger is when you have a bunch of coworkers who are like, come do this boot camp. We're going to do it 5 days a week. We're going to do this sugar cleanse. We're going to do a carb detox. And then we're going to get up at like 5 in the morning. We're going to work out 5 days a week. And we're going to get our body fat tested. And we're going to do all this stuff. You should deal with us. The trigger is the illusion that those people are going to hit the jackpot. They're going to hit that mirage that you've been chasing for decades. They're going to do it. This could be the one thing that you're going to miss out on that gets you that body, right? Beware, because what's going to happen as soon as you commit to that, I wonder if you guys can think about that. Can you predict it? What's going to happen the moment you commit to that type of program? I think you're right. Your food intake right now is about to go way up, way up. And what's going to happen to your body? What's going to happen to your inflammation? What's going to happen? And now you've committed to doing it. And now you kind of have to, you back yourself into a corner, right? Because all of this excessive eating you wouldn't do if there was no detox in January. You wouldn't be doing it if there wasn't a program to fix it. Which brings me to my actual point. Once someone gets sucked into the illusion, the mirage, that life will be so much better, that once you lose this weight, your life will just fall into place. You'll meet someone new. You'll find the man of your dreams. You're going to get married. You're going to get the job you want. You're going to all of a sudden be alleviated from physical ailments, that the diet and deprivation is going to be worth it. Has it ever been worth it enough that you didn't have an eating disorder? I think about that for a second. No, you always end up with eating issues because you're human, and that's what every human being would. That's what happened with 97% of all humans who are dieting is you end up with dysfunctional and distorted relationship with food. So if you don't want to relapse, know right now that maybe you should let them chase the mirage. Maybe they haven't suffered enough. But be very clear in your mind, not to discourage you from starting a fitness program, from wanting to be more active. But why do you have to start in January? Why can't you start now? Right? Just think about that for a second. So, the point of this video is to encourage you to be present with how you relate with food, as if there is no diet or program that can remove any consequences if you overindulge. If you overindulge, accept the overindulgence and move on, okay? But don't do it thinking that you have a way to sweep the consequences under the rug. Don't do it. If you do it that way, your overindulgence is going to be huge, magnified. And how you're relating to this family celebration, this religious celebration, this celebration of being human and being on this planet and starting a brand new year. Don't let how you relate to food become so dysfunctional, and how you relate to the festivities be more magnified by the food than it should be. Make the magnification on your relating to family and being grateful for what you have, and really understanding the spirit of the season versus the physicality of the food and the consumption of the season. Move forward for the rest of this month without a scapegoat. Don't let yourself rely on a diet. Notice what changes with your behavior with food. And the other thing I want you to observe before I stop recording, I want you to observe the media right now. I want you to observe the fitness media, the commercials that are coming out, and I want you to hear how they are marketing their program. You'll notice they're talking about, there was one here in Boise in particular that was talking about fitting into all those clothes you haven't fit into for years, being able to do the physical activities you used to be able to do and can't anymore. All they're doing is talking about the fantasy illusion. They're not addressing how you're relating to food in a way that would make that way of living so distant. They don't talk about that. They just are talking about losing the body fat, lose the fat, lose the fat, lose the fat. They aren't taking into account how you're relating to food. And they certainly aren't talking about how deprivation, dieting, and restriction has magnified your relationship with food to where this holiday season is predictable for many people. Once someone enlists in a program, they're about to party. I did. I just don't do it anymore. So I think what happens when you eliminate that diet resolution is you're forced to really change the way you relate to food during the holidays, during family celebration, with all of this abundance and all of this candy and sugar and chocolate and breading and all of this very rich food. Before, if you had a diet, you were given the opportunity to go crazy, have fun, party, no shame, no guilt, no concept of consequences. Well, crap, now you have to take responsibility. You really have to think about those consequences. So it's kind of like growing up. If you're not going to rely on some illusion of fixing the issues, would you still overindulge? Where's the balance? What I'm not saying is that you shouldn't participate. I'm saying give yourself the freedom to enjoy these foods. Give yourself the freedom to participate. But how much do you need to participate, really? And is it worth causing physical harm and damage? If the answer is no, then balance that out on the front end. Balance it out on the behavioral side. Not on I can overcompensate come the new year and beat the crap out of my body and undereat, which we all know ends up in overeating now and then anyways. Happy holidays, you guys. I look forward to seeing you in January. And for those of you who are in this Patreon group, I've got about 10 hours available until the new year that I'm going to extend. Pardon me. I'm going to extend that consult price reduction for my Patreon group only. So if you're a part of this Patreon group and you want to have a consult with me, I have time before the end of the new year. So it's 50% off. It'll be $100 instead of $200, and we just need to do the consult before the new year. So that is my New Year's gift to you. If you need to get that consult in now, once January starts, my time does get busy. So this gives you the opportunity, my loyal followers on Patreon, to talk to me if this is something that you, if a consult is something that you've always wanted to do. You'll get to do it at a reduced cost. So thanks, you guys.